Assalamu alaikum viewers, we are back again once again, and this is our first video of the World Cup mega event. And earlier we have predicted the semi-finalists, and AB was very spot on the finalists that England's our favorite and Pakistan will give them tough time. So that is happened once again. A spot on prediction from our analyst from South Africa, Ibrahim. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam and hello to the viewers, and thank you for having me on the show again.
Yeah, again, it's always pleasure to having you on show. So EB agenda today is pretty simple. I would just walk through in couple of some of the 2 to 3 liners that how Pakistan reached the final. Is it an element of luck or they really played a good cricket? Apart from the couple of matches where they lost on the very last ball against India and Zimbabwe, how do you summarize the overall journey of Pakistan team? Then the very hot topic in Pakistan, that who should be the Pakistan white ball captain, or should we stick with Babar, or there should be like a change of face, like in case of Shahdab, Mohammad Rizwan, Shan Masood. A lot of names are in review. Let's see. But most of the people are saying that we should stick with Babar. Few saying Shahdab would be a good option as an attacking opponent. So I will definitely want your deep analysis in that. Starting with the Pakistan journey of the World Cup. Being a South African, how do you rate this journey? Will it be totally a luck element, or did Pakistan play a good cricket in patches? Over to you.
Bowling was good throughout the World Cup. Very good. The batting was shaky. There was a bit luck with it, but it was in the first 2-3 games, the batting was not up to scratch. Fourth and fifth game, the batting was good. Maybe a bit of slow in that last game against Bangladesh, but adjusted towards the conditions. It was a bit slow. You needed to take your time, and Pakistan only needed to win. I think from that fourth game in the group stage, and then the last game, and then the semi-final, Pakistan was good batting, bowling, fielding was good. And again, in the final, it was only the batting that let them down. Fielding and bowling was good. So altogether, it was a good journey. I think they just needed the luck, obviously, that one result. But either Zimbabwe beating India or South Africa losing to Netherlands to go their way. Then the rest was in their control and they made their way. The semi-final, they dominated, beat New Zealand. They were always on top. So it was a good journey after that. A little bit luck in the group stage, but after that, I think it was all Pakistan. They had a good journey in the World Cup, coming runners up.
Yeah, very valid point, Grace. So, Ibi, what do you think that what are the points that Pakistan should get better for the upcoming tournaments? Like, obviously, you mentioned that bowling is our supreme power, and we have been winning matches from bowling. Whoever the opponents, we have bowled really well, and we have hardly considered too many runs. But batting, middle order opener, that's a bit concerned. Not only middle order openers, sometimes apart from the one match that is semi-final in which Babar and this one both scored half centuries. Apart from that, there's a very, very colorless tournament for the both our Babar and Rizwan, who were dependent a lot. So World Cup is over now, a new beginning. What do you think Pakistan should do good for rest of the tournament? They are like a lot of cricket coming in next 2 to 3 years. So 50 overs World Cup followed by T20 World Cup, Champions Trophy. So should we stick with the middle order problem, or should we revise our batting and stick with some new faces as well?
I think it's more the leadership needs to be more active. Babar needs to be able to adapt, not have one plan, and if the plan is working, stick to it. Sometimes there is an opportunity to bring in a bit of plan B into plan A. Like in the final, I felt that when Butler and Phil Salt were batting, there were 2 right-handers. He could have brought Nawaz in the power play.
Yeah,
that was a slower wicket. It was helping spinners, so he could have brought Nawaz in there, and he could have used Nawaz's 4 overs there in the final. So just adjusting with maybe mixing 2 plans together and surprising the opponent. Maybe just more game awareness from Babar as a leader. I think with the batting, if you're giving the players confidence, it should click it like how it clicked in the World Cup. The middle order was good. I think Babar and Rizwan should get their form in time. 50 over now, Babar and Rizwan will move more to the middle order. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, pretty valid point raised. And before coming to that, we have this point need to be asked, and our one of the other guests who is the most important part of this discussion, Faris Kazmi, has joined. Faris, assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Walaikum salam. I am fine, Qasim. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So viewers, let me change my mode to Urdu a bit, because this video is primarily for all the cricket lovers, and our main agenda is to discuss right now, as EB mentioned, that we have covered the overall view of the Pakistan World Cup journey, which EB sums up quite well. Now, the Pakistan next assignment, and from Faris, I will mostly talk in Urdu for the Pakistani viewers, that what actually Pakistan need to do in white ball cricket, and from the leadership traits, where Babar should stand, and because to be just for the overview of the viewers, that Faris usually more of the time supports Babar, and very valid point sometime. And EB on the other hand is view of that we should change the face in light of captaincy. So I will also involve in patches, but main agenda without any sort of a controversy, we must lay that we should stick with a leader who can play Pakistan good cricket. That's the main motive about it. So Faris, पहले आपसे start लूंगा. बात हम कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान की next assignments पे. वर्ल्ड कप ओवर हुआ, अच्छी जर्नी पाकिस्तान की रही है. Apart from couple of matches वो भी हम last ball हारे, no doubt. Great journey, final खेलना itself बहुत बड़ी बात है. अब थोड़ा सा बात आती है लीडरशिप पे. जब आपने ज्वाइन किया, इब्राहिम यही बात करते हैं कि प्लान ए, प्लान बी, वी शुड स्टिक विद द मोर प्लान्स एज अ कैप्टन, एज अ लीडर, whoever the captain will be, we should be the couple of plans with the game awareness mode. What should it need to do in if we are hitting, the bowlers are hitting like consecutive sixes, somewhat like that. So बाबर को लेके प्लेयर हम बात करेंगे. एज अ कैप्टन आप क्या रेट करते हैं और क्या समझते हैं कि बाबर इस टाइम पाकिस्तान को लेके कैसा जा रहे हैं और उनका फ्यूचर क्या है? ओवर टू यू.
जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम व्यूअर्स, और जो सब दिल में सबसे पहले सबको सलाम, और ये भी गुड डे टू यू आल्सो. सो स्टार्टिंग विद क्वेश्चन ऑफ बाबर के बारे में बहुत सारी बातचीत हो रही है, बहुत सारी बात भी रहा हूँ, कुछ सही भी हो रही है, कुछ गलत भी हो रही है. सही मैं ये कहूँगा, जहां तक मेरा अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है, कि बाबर को जो है आई थिंक अभी रिटेन रखना चाहिए. सबसे पहली दो वजहें. सबसे पहली वजह ये है कि अगर हम ओवरऑल अगर उसका रिकॉर्ड देखें जो पिछले साल रहा है, तो उसमें 20 से 21 मैचेस जो है बाबर ने आपको जिताए हैं लगातार. आपको याद होगा एक रिकॉर्ड सरफराज का भी था कि लगातार उन्होंने हमें 7 सीरीज जिताई, तो सीरीज जिताई थी. तो एक रिकॉर्ड इनका भी पिछले साल ही स्टैब्लिश हुआ था. लोग इसे कंफ्यूज कर रहे थे, सीरीज से नहीं है, ये मैचेस से लगातार हम 21 मैचेस जीते थे. अब वो जहाँ पे भी हम जीते हैं, चाहे अपने घर में जीते हैं, चाहे डी टीम आई थी या सी टीम आई थी या बी टीम आई थी, हम जीते हैं. पॉइंट ये है. इसमें पाकिस्तानी गलती नहीं कि पाकिस्तान में सिवाय ऑस्ट्रेलिया के सब लोगों ने बी टीम भेजी या सी टीम भेजी. पॉइंट इज वी आर हियर टू प्ले क्रिकेट, एंड क्रिकेट घर में खेलना बहुत जरूरी है इस टाइम पे, जो कि अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमारी बहाल हो गई है. तो कमिंग बैक टू बाबर, तीसरा लॉस है ये. पहला लॉस जो है हम लास्ट ईयर सेमीफाइनल में हम हारे थे, दूसरा जो है लास्ट अभी हम सेमीफाइनल 2021 में हारे, एशिया कप में हारे, और तीसरा जो है T20 वर्ल्ड कप हुआ. इसमें एक स्टेप ये अच्छा हुआ जो मैं समझता हूँ कि हम सेमीफाइनल के हर्डल को क्रॉस करके फाइनल मैच, जो कि एक अच्छी बात थी कि हमने सेमीफाइनल के लिए जिंक्स को तोड़ा. लाइक जो चीज इंडिया से एसोसिएट हो रही है, जो चीज साउथ अफ्रीका से एसोसिएट हो रही है, लाइक ही इज देयर, he would know that South Africa are always stacked chokers in every tournament they reach group matches stage, but they somehow they qualify for semi-final, but they seem to be don't qualify for the semis. तो पाकिस्तान ने इस जिंक्स को तोड़ा. पाकिस्तान काफी टाइम सेमीफाइनल में आ रहा था, लेकिन फाइनल में नहीं पहुंच पा रहा था किसी न किसी वजह के तौर पे. तो ये है कि हम फाइनल खेले, एशिया कप का भी खेले, T20 वर्ल्ड कप का भी खेल लिए. अब देखें गलती कहाँ है या लक कहाँ है. फाइनल को थोड़ा सा डिस्कस करूंगा मैं. फाइनल में हमारी बैटिंग ने हमारा थोड़ा साथ नहीं दिया. बॉलिंग में तो आप लोगों ने देखा कि बॉलिंग ने तो जी जान लगा दी, और बड़े बड़े ग्रेड्स हैं, इसमें हर्षा भोगले हैं, उसके अंदर और भी बहुत सारे माइकल वॉर्न है. सबने तारीफ करी पाकिस्तान की बॉलिंग की, कि बॉलिंग जो है पाकिस्तान की बहुत अच्छी. थोड़ा सा मैं कहूंगा कि टॉस के हवाले से भी हमें थोड़ा लक नहीं रही. लाइक हम सेमीफाइनल में भी हारे और फाइनल में भी हारे. सेमीफाइनल में वो चीज कवर हो गई क्योंकि वहाँ ग्राउंड अच्छा था. सिडनी पाकिस्तान को सूट बहुत करता है. मेलबर्न में देखे हमने समाव देखा है कि पेस एंड बाउंस थोड़ा सा होता है, तो बैट्समैन के लिए थोड़ा डिस्टर्बिंग होता है. लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप शॉट खेल ही नहीं सकते थे, क्योंकि सेम पिच पे जो है दूसरे प्लेयर्स भी खेल रहे थे.
I think in a nutshell you are talking about more of a team now. You have back Babar and valid points, and no doubt about it. Faris, Ibrahim, coming to you, the retention of Babar Azam. Faris most likely saying that we should retain Babar, and he has given examples of last year World Cup, and he is like consecutive 21 matches, which is a quite valid point to be honest. But do you think at current stages Babar have made a mistake on critical points? Like a leader should not unnervy in a sense that when a situation demands, he think out of the box. Because me myself believe that sometimes it happens that clearly watching from the screen that sometimes you need to stick with the plan B, that this is my main trump card bowler, or this bowler should I use first or later on. So do you think retention with Babar Azam makes sense, or we should come with some new phase for attacking perspective? Because Babar, no doubt stats and records suggest that he has played a very very good cricket as a personal individual. And overall, if you think, because he is captaining the side, we can't say that team is winning. It's not the Babar luck or it's not the Babar contribution in that. It is, because he's not just going to flip the coin for the toss. His element is there. But coming to the retention, which Faris mentioned that we should retain it. Do you agree that we should stick with the Babar right now, or we do have some other options as well?
Look, T20, in terms of T20, the next series is quite far. It's April. So if we're going to stick with, if you want to give him another series to see his captaincy, then stick with him till the next World Cup, because there's no use of changing, because then there's not enough time for a new captain to adjust. And I think there's only a few adjustments for him to do. Like in the final, when Naseem Shah was bowling so well, he could have brought in a Mohammad Wasim, Aris Rauf or Shaheen Shah to attack with him. And he could have been a bit more brave and told Ben Stokes and Moeen Ali, yeah, I'm opening the gap, hit a boundary if you can, and put in a gully, a slip, maybe a point, and say, if you're not going to hit it, they're swinging the ball, you're going to edge it and give me a catch.
Yeah.
So I think in that perspective, I think maybe a management or someone can speak to him and tell him, be more brave, go for the kill. If we had got 2-3 wickets there was an opportunity when the ball was moving around, I think Pakistan would have won the final.
But
yeah, that's for sure.
Don't you agree that, element of luck was also not there? Like, he tried all of his weapons, like he tried Naseem, he tried Shaheen, but in that over, when Ben Stokes was playing, you have seen the ball, pass his bat pretty much on every occasion, and 2 near close runouts on the day. Ball could have hit in the stumps, like we have seen Shahdab run out, Conway in the semi-final. But on that day, I think luck was also on the, England side. We have seen plenty of ball missed. Even the Butler wicket, before that, he was playing outside off stump and he was missing a lot of balls. Same happened with Ben Stokes. He was struggling. Even he was struggling to run, like I was in the conversation with you in WhatsApp, that he is struggling to run. You agreed also. So I think they have tried, but I think the, the benefit of the doubt of the luck should be given to England also, because they were brave, and there's a famous saying, the luck favored the brave also. So Pakistan, if could have, they have scored like 150 to 160 somehow, like Shan, I was watching the interview of Shan Sodi also said that, that we were in a partnership, I was in a partnership, with Shahdab, and we were trying to, engage the score, but somehow the wickets lost at a very crucial stage. So do you think if Pakistan could have scored 155 to 160 like in the first game versus India, so Pakistan could have snipped a chance, because ball was talking around, and everybody in the world, is praising Pakistan, because defending 137 at a final stage, and even with the power lineup that England has, is not easy. Do you agree with all the above statements?
Yeah, I do. But I also think that when Ben Stokes was playing and missing there, Babar Azam could have moved. Instead of had that defensive field, he could have put a more attacking field. Bring maybe one person in a slip, in a gully, and open the cover region and tell Ben Stokes, play a different shot. There's the ball. It is swinging, but cover the swing. Go for the drive on for a boundary.
Okay,
the way Naseem was moving the ball, he could have easily got an edge and there would have been a catch.
When we talk about comparison, for example, we said Babar Azam is an option. Faris said we should retain that. You obviously agree that or at least won a series or entire World Cup till 2023. So we have a couple of faces in lights of Mohammad Rizwan, in lights of Shahdab Khan, even Shan Masood has a very good leadership skills. We have seen in the Multan Sultans, he captained like 2 years ago. So if we discuss in contrast, for example, Shahdab versus Babar or Rizwan versus Babar, do you think, keeping franchise cricket in mind, because Babar, Karachi King is also a flop season. I'm not saying that I'm against Babar, but there's a mixture of some politics as well. We should defend a player when it required, but 9 matches, 8 loss, I believe 10 matches or 9 loss and only 1 victory in the last season. That could be the element of route, and he moved to Peshawar Zalmi now. So do you think we have some good, intelligent mind in the team who can take Babar right away, or that will be, as you mentioned earlier, that could be too late for now, because World Cup is on the head and we have a couple of more series before that, England series followed by New Zealand series, then Champions Trophy. So we should stick and back Babar Azam right now, or if we comparison Shahdab versus Babar, let's say, do you think who is the best and why? Because Islamabad United, Shahdab is leading and he's leading quite phenomenal well, and he has some charismatic personality, I do believe, as a leader. Because I'm not again saying that not against Babar, but sometimes I feel that Shahdab is a bit more aggressive. I've seen the New Zealand series, he get a chance to captain the side in the one, I think a couple of years back, and he did a tremendous job. Same with Rizwan, a cool head on shoulders. where required, he like shows his presence, he shows give input to Babar. So Shahdab versus Babar, whom you rate more and why?
For now, I think back Babar for ODI. Let Babar captain the side, give him a chance to the end of the 2023 World Cup. From there, you can make a decision, because then you have over a year and probably say about 18 months before, or less, about 15 months before the Champions Trophy. Enough time if you want a new captain. T20, if you want to change the captaincy, change it now, so that the new captain and the management can decide. They can have a look at PSL before the next T20 series against New Zealand, after the PSL, which that in T20. Otherwise, if you're not changing T20, then leave Babar till the 2024 T20 World Cup. But ODI back Babar for now, because he's
for
been
T20,
fine.
yeah, for T20 we have some faces like Shahdab or Rizwan, or should T20 we should stick with the white ball in lights of Babar Azam as well. As rightly said by Faris, that we should back in terms of stats that 21 victories. I will come to Faris again, like Urdu mode differently, but coming back to you, which Shahdab would be a good option in T20? Considering 2024 World Cup?
He could be a good option if that's the route Pakistan want to go. And I think he is a front runner to take over the captaincy. He's improved a lot with Islamabad United. His captaincy is good. And I think the other option would be Mohammad Rizwan at the moment.
Considering Shahdab is currently vice captain, I believe, not Rizwan. Today, right now, Shahdab is vice captain.
He's the vice captain.
Okay, Faris, आप भी जरा बताता हूँ. Babar Azam, like overall, as a player, tremendously performant, individual performance, World T20 #1 batsman for the very, very longer period of time. Right now, he's moved to like 4th position, which is like top 5 is always a good. So, 3 critical areas जो आपने भी थोड़े highlight किए, उस पे focus करता हूँ, और viewers का भी थोड़ा ध्यान चाहिए होगा, being a like more of a supporter of a Babar Azam. Not saying that like blind follower, but more of a supporter. 2020 World Cup in UAE, condition was supporting us, but doesn't matter. We are professionals. Wherever it is playing, we have to play cricket. Both teams are equal. Babar Azam captaincy in the semi-final. We have won 5 of 5 matches, and suddenly we lost the semi-final. Even though it's not entire Babar Azam like fault. Even if Hassan Ali can take that catch, we can shine, not bowl to the same areas where Wade hit 360s in the same area. That can be a main decisive factor. So, considering number 1 mistake Babar did in that game. Coming back to all the areas which I want to highlight, need your input that. Number 2, Asia Cup, Sri Lanka 58 for 5. And EB rightly said that we need to go for the kill. At any cost, a team is 58 for 5. You have already broken their backbone. You do go for the kill and make it 80 all out. But Babar in particular as a leader, even though it's entire team, but Babar as a leader shouldn't get forward to go for the kill. Even take 2 slips, gully 3 to make it 58 to 80 all over, done and dusted, and Pakistan Asia Cup won. This is the main point EB highlighting, and I also so do you think this, and again with the India match, Pakistan is way ahead of India in the first match, the pool match we have played, and lost like 8 balls, 28 runs, and out of nowhere Virat Kohli played some exceptional lock, some dead ball, no ball. That's a part of cricket. I want much debate on it. Again, Babar Azam bring Nawaz to the last over and save his over, just because who will bowl the 19th over, who will bowl the 20th over. Why not get the full quota of the rest with the Shaheen Afridi, special death over bowler, Wasim junior death over bowler, even though he's not part of that Indian game. Haris Rao, the special death over bowler, we have seen in the semi-final as well. So these are the 3 critical areas which I personally believe that Babar lacks. Otherwise, he's like champion player, he's a champion captain stats, and we're telling that World Cup T20 2021, we lost a major tournament in which like a lot of heartbreaks, but nevertheless we played all the matches the pool stage, and we come up the first stage 5 out of 5 win. Asia Cup semi-finals, tremendous performance. We beaten India. We unfortunately beaten from Sri Lanka from twice. I'm not still know the reason that how the unity Sri Lanka possesses, that credit goes to them. And again 58 for 5. This still I am unable to digest that match. And still against India, that was the biggest. And apart from that, one question mark was batting as well. His batting is also getting flopped with the passage of time. He was a champion player coming from 1 position to 4th position in no time. That is not from Babar caliber. We all know that how class he possesses. So if we change the captain, does his captaincy or his batting improve like Virat Kohli, or do he don't take that much captaincy pressure? So you have to answer 2 questions in Urdu definitely. First, the 3 matches I highlighted, and second, captaincy pressure, Babar taking it more of it, or it doesn't like sort of any pressure to Babar. We should stick, like as you mentioned, that we should stick with that. It doesn't worry. Or if removing a captain can give a lot of runs to Babar, that's my point. I personally believe that if we remove captain, he can score a lot of runs as well. Yes.
Okay. Do you want the answers in Urdu or can I speak English?
It's up to you. It's a mix of both for the viewers as well, because some
Okay.
viewers are from international, few viewers of Pakistan. So it's up to you.
Okay. So I will stick around to English first, then I will come to Urdu later on.
Okay.
So Qasim, the matches I highlighted. First of all, in the two matches that you have mentioned, Shaheen was not there. You have mentioning that Shaheen should have bowled the last few overs. Shaheen was not there in the Asia Cup matches, like the two Asia Cup matches he played, because he was not a part of the squad. And I think in the semis, in the last final, obviously he played. So he was out because of injury. And yeah, people also criticizing. If I coming to the last match, that why didn't he use Nawaz? My question to all viewers is that if he has used Nawaz, people are also criticizing why he used Nawaz. If he has not used Nawaz, people are also criticizing.
No,
why
question
did
is not that. Question is why introducing Nawaz in particular the India match. That if he wants to full quota of Nawaz in 12th to 13th to 14th over, why he saved one over to the end spinner? He have done this mistake twice now. Captain learning from yeah, EB, please.
I think if you had the way Virat Kohli and Pandya made, they set their target that they're going to target Nawaz. They were charging Nawaz. They took him for 20 runs in that one
I
over.
still remember Virat Kohli highlighting Pandya that just over of left. He his gesturing like left arm spinner, which clearly shows they have back in mind of Nawaz as well, that they can target Nawaz, and they did eventually.
And that is why he kept him out of the attack, and he thought the others will get one of the wickets, and the wicket never fell. And it went till the last over.
Yeah, that's because
and then Nawaz was the one who got the wickets.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming back to question of that Asia Cup match that everyone was highlighting. So our main bowlers, as you have already mentioned, were smashing apart by Virat or Pandya, you may ever call, were not bowling up to the mark. Only I think, if I remember, Naseem bowled well in the first overs, and in the later on stage, Wasim was also getting smashed to the boundary, and Hasnain was also getting smashed to the boundary. Only Haris Rauf bowled good in that over in the Dubai Stadium.
It was Dani in the Asia Cup. Wasim was injured also.
Okay, sorry, I was mixing up two matches. So Dhani, was also not getting the old ball talk very much. He is good with the new ball, I think, but he still need to work with the ball, like we have seen him smashing around in the England series in Lahore or Karachi or whatsoever. So that is why in the back of his mind, maybe the question has come because Sarfraz also used him a lot, Nawaz, that is, but he used in the earlier overs, not in the later overs. But maybe back of the mind, he was thinking that by introducing a spinner, Virat or Pandya may take a risk, and by taking a risk, we can get a wicket, and that almost worked also. Like we have seen both the matches in which Nawaz bowled, the match gone to the end of the over. Like if the no ball was not there in that first match of the World T20, things almost worked for Pakistan. But my one critical point about Babar was that even though I support him, that one of my friends was highlighting also on that match that you have all guys, you have noticed that Rizwan was sitting way behind the stumps. He could have called Rizwan up to the stumps and maybe bowled that over. And Nawaz was in pressure. That is why he bowled that ball over the waist or
that's pretty valid.
behind
Yeah.
the waist. So
Nawaz was told to bowl medium pace.
Yes, he was bowling.
Rizwan was staying back.
The ball medium pace, and the ball before that, he was also highlighting the ball before that. Dinesh Karthik got out. He was Rizwan was up to the stumps, and Rizwan also stumped him. The ball first kick onto the pads, and Rizwan later on stumped him. So why didn't Nawaz should have also used his win? Captain, yeah, I do agree that captain is is on the field and captain takes in charge of it. But I think Nawaz on that moment should have also said to the captain like to the Babar.
Yeah.
So if you should have called me up to the Rizwan should have been up to the stump, not way back. So these are little things I think that Babar needs to learn. I do agree. But in the last match that I saw, only the batting I think let you down. The bowling was, I think, also good, and the field settings you have mentioned that Babar could have taken a slip. Babar could have, attacked a little more. I do agree. which he did take a flip after the edge, fall onto the Butler bat, and after that he was gone. The point fielder which the catch was taken. So I think day by day he is getting better, but I will still stick to one point, which I believe that Babar need to be stick as a captain. I think like EBS saying, if we introduce a new captain, he will take time and he will make loss also. Then what to do? Then you will again change your captain. I don't think. And reading Ramiz Raja mind, unless Ramiz Raja is gets dejected by the current our prime minister, they will change the captain. As long as he is there, I don't think they will change the captain. That simple as that.
Okay, fair enough. Faris, thanks for your thoughts. EB, one final question from side before moving to conclusion. I also asked Faris about that. Considering Babar current form as an individual, the world knows he's the class set. Captaincy putting an extra pressure. The form he's exhibiting in last tournaments like Asia Cup, like altogether, I'm reading that he has made 128 runs from last 14 matches with an average of 15 or 14, I believe, with no sixes at all. Keeping he's an opener, and every team has, if not one opener who hit power play utilization full, because most of the people, not only me, highlighting and criticizing Babar on power play. Karachi Kings, I have also seen some few, I'm not sure they're authentic or not, they highlighted that he's maneuvering the ball, not hitting the ball in aerial shots on the way he's used to do. Even though if wrist work, he should play that. Why not too many dots along with Rizwan, the same caliber player? He used to hit more, but he's also in lights of Babar playing the same sort of. So do you think that Babar is lacking a bit form due to captaincy, or it's just a tournament pressure like Asia Cup followed by World Cup, 128 run, 14 matches with the Babar class? Nothing, I can't accept that. How is it possible? Secondly, why Babar couldn't operate a spinner in a power play? I have seen Faraz doing a lot of Maad Wasim first over, whatever the condition, English condition, Asian condition, Maad used to do first bowler a lot first over. Maad Wasim, Muhammad Hafiz used to operate a lot. So what is the behind you can perceive of Babar's mind that he couldn't approach? Is it a fear, or do you think he seems conditioned upon his subject? Because we have seen that it's not attitude problem, but Babar, when he captained, he said that I myself a captain, let me decide, because he suffered of the couple of reviews. He said, why you're taking reviews? I am the captain, in a very lighter mode. So is it somewhat more of a attitude problem, or more of a Babar more liking to decide things himself, which is a plus because he's a captain, he should lead from the front, because at the end he is the blamable person. So two questions you have to answer in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Number one, did captaincy is affecting Babar's batting? Or number two, why he's not operating a spinner in a power play in a match you may say the South Africa or New Zealand semi-final, in which guys like Deacock or Allen can hit fast bowlers with ease, even though we took their wickets. But why not out of the box thinking?
Number one, I think his captaincy in the England series also, apart from 1-2 innings, he was struggling as well in that 7-match T20s Asia Cup. So looking at, I don't know if it's more pressure of the captaincy, but if we continue now the long term, let's see what Test series that's coming up and against England and New Zealand, and the ODI series against New Zealand, and going long term, if this form slump continues until the 2023 World Cup, I think after 2023 World Cup, there might be discussion of freeing Babar from the captaincy across all formats. If he continues to struggle with this form and his batting continues to affect his batting, then there will be a discussion. For now, I think they'll give him a chance and back him. But if it continues long term, then there will be a discussion on releasing him from the captaincy.
If we have didn't qualify for the final, maybe Babar captaincy would have been in some jitters. But knowing the attitude of Ramiz Raja, he sticks to 1 point, and he said before the tournament also, we will stick to Babar whether we lose the tournament, and whether we don't qualify for final. But he said that this team will play final, and somehow his predictions came true. Like he predicted in Champion Trophy Pakistan versus India, Pakistan to win, and now he said we will play final, and we almost won also if we perform in the batting. So I think he will stick to 1 point in my point of view.
I think EB got stuck somewhere because his face. I think he is left. He left. Might be joined. Let's wait 1 moment. Yeah, coming back to your point, Faris, that Ramiz Raja basically point against that spot on prediction Champions Trophy now followed by that. He's a support of Babar, and Ramiz is the kind of a guy, a professional. He like him a lot, the way his mindset, his thought process, which it seems that he will continue with Babar, no question about that. But the only issue which currently I am feeling and I'm seeing that a lot of cricket lovers like us can highlight that why a guy is not performing and keeping him with a leadership role, because there are some, like, I'm not like highlight that point, but I just want to say nonsense media or some ex-cricketers who have not right to say of class of Babar. But to be honest, but why I meant to say that a guy not delivering, keep on like promoting. Yeah, I think he's joining again. Let's see. I think he got angry when you called him choker. I was have to put my smile. Control.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
can you hear?
What happened, bro?
Yeah, the power just went off and came on.
No issue, brother. So
you
okay,
can
fair enough. So I
As
think,
I was saying,
yeah.
I think, yeah, then Babar in the long term, if his form it's going to affect his form and he still struggles as an individual in his batting performance, then maybe discussion will come of maybe releasing of captaincy. And when the spinner, maybe, I think the best spinner at the moment, Pakistani for the power play is Nawaz. And maybe considering Australian conditions, Nawaz not a big spinner out of the hand. With the newer ball, maybe it comes on straight. He maybe felt like players like the Cock, Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul would step out and charge him. So that's why I didn't want to use him in the power play. Maybe they felt that with the straighter ball, it's just straighter, or it's going on with the angle. Not much variation in Australian conditions. Not to use, maybe use him in the middle instead of the power play when the ball is a little older and maybe getting grip.
Yeah, fair enough. So let's concluding the discussion. More of a like recently Babar, a main action item of discussion, he joined Peshawar Zalmi, and same team he wanted to captain. I'm not sure he wanted to captain or Peshawar Zalmi owner franchise wanted to give him captaincy because he is the leader of the country as well as Pakistan is concerned. So we don't want to take captaincy skills from him, and he should learn, and whatever day by day he's learning, as far as mentioned, he's improving. A few matches which as a Pakistani we do hurt, like as mentioned, a couple of 3 instances. Apart from that, nothing with Babar personally, but these are the things he should learn, and more of an aggressive approach, like more of a, as a she when compared with Virat Kohli or in lights of Rohit Sharma, a bit aggressive. We can see there, but we have seen with Babar as well with the facial expression. Sometimes he get bit cool, sometimes he get harsh on the players, which is fine. As a leader, you should. I personally rate Sarfraz Ahmed a lot in that regard. He was the captain who should lead from the front, and we can see keep on chirping behind the stumps and motivate the team. It happening with the time, and inshallah, I believe Babar do whatever happens, it's good for Pakistan. I agree somehow now that as Ibrahim mentioned, Faris mentioned, that becoming the course of the timeline that we have, that we should sit with Babar for the reason that we have limited time. In case, a very valid point raised by Faris, that in case Shahdab, Akkar or anyone he come to the party for the captaincy role, and God forbid if he doesn't play for the final leadership role, then we stick with the back to the Babar that he was also good to completing 21 matches. That debate won't be ever. So let's see what PCB decides, what's England series and New Zealand series. And EB rightly mentioned, if it's considerably Babar performing not got that much good in lights of his batting, then we should stick to the option that might be there is a captaincy burden. And that Zoom is like intimating me there's a 1 minute left. You should need upgrade to pro. So we have only one final minute. Very healthy discussion, spicy gossip, nothing too much negative about Babar or any ex-player or any other player. But stick with that. Whatever PCB decides. Point is quite valid that World Cup T2024 is not that far much away, and the series are not far away. Stick with Babar. Let's see Ramiz what decides and management decides. We have some time right now, to couple of weeks. Then we'll see. Thank you guys for joining. It was a quite healthy discussion. We will keep on joining the sessions more frequently now. We have ample time now. No series ongoing. We will also come to the EB session. We have to cover World Cup Champions Trophy, Test Championship, which is quite vital. Pakistan have to win both the series, and followed by PSL latestly. A lot of foreign players are coming, so I will come to the Faris show as well along with EB show. So you guys can keep watching us, inshallah. Keep promoting our channel, Faris the Gaming Lounge, and EB